Today we'll be making this super cute teacher card. Now, a year ago, my daughter made a similar card and I thought it was so cute that I filmed it and made a YouTube short. At that time, it did not receive a lot of views, but over the last few months, that video has gotten so many views and I've gotten so many comments on it. So let's watch it. Now, after many of you watched this short, you asked me, how do I make this card? Well, first of all, I didn't make the card, my daughter did. And second of all, I didn't even make the design. So at first, I didn't even want to do a video on this card, but because I had so many people asking, I decided to make this video. So we're gonna make this card together today. If we're just meeting right now, hi, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. One thing I absolutely love about Cricut Design Space is that you're able to look at other people's projects, use their projects and make them your own, and you can also make your own projects and share them with other people. So the original creator of this design is Kate Below, and Kate, I hope I'm saying your last name correctly. She has so many amazing, beautiful cards on her profile in Cricut Design Space. So if you want to go check out her cards, definitely do that and give her a like. So I took her original design and adapted it just a little bit. I didn't want to have so many pieces cut out, so a few of the pieces I turned into print then cut images just to make the design a little more simple. And instead of using cardstock as the turning mechanism, I decided to use a brad fastener instead. The supplies you'll need for this design are 3 white pieces of cardstock that are 8.5 by 11, so letter size, or you could use A4 cardstock, whatever's gonna fit in your printer, because we do have some elements that are print then cut. You'll need a small piece of cardstock. I'm using dark purple. Mine's actually 12 by 12, but you can definitely get away with a smaller piece. And then you'll need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 inch cardstock, and I'm doing these pieces in a lighter purple. You'll need a brad fastener, a tape runner, and some double-sided craft foam tape. I used my Epson EcoTank printer with this project, as well as my Cricut Maker 3 with the fine point blade and the scoring wheel. If you don't have a scoring wheel, don't worry about that. You can use a scoring stylus or just skip the score line altogether. So here's my edited copy of the Rotary teacher card. As you can see, I made 2 different copies here, one in pink, one in purple. So we're just gonna work with the purple one today. So I've grouped these 2 projects separately. So this is all one group. We're just gonna go over to the layers panel and click on the eye to hide that. And you'll notice we do have a warning symbol here, and that's just because I have grouped everything together. So click on this group here and go above the layers panel and just click on ungroup, and that warning symbol will disappear. So I will also have a link to the project I created in the description of this video, so you can work off of my project or the original project, which I will also have posted. Or you can use one of these projects and totally customize it and make it your own. In the original project, this girl right here, she was actually several different pieces, and I decided to flatten her together so that I only have to cut out one piece rather than a bunch of pieces and then having to fit them all together. But if you wanted to unflatten her and cut all these pieces out in different colors of cardstock, you could do that by going down below the layers panel and clicking on unflatten. I did make some other small changes to the design, but this is all ready to make. You don't have to make any changes unless you want to. So we're just gonna head over to the top right corner and click on make. We'll be doing this project today on the mat, and I'll be using my 12 by 12 inch mat, and click confirm. So on our first mat here, you can see we have a print then cut project. It says that right beside mat 1. Mat 2 is also print then cut, and so is mat 3. And then mat 4, 5, and 6 are just the basic cut. So we will just be loading cardstock on our mat and having these pieces cut out. So let's click back on mat number 1 and click on continue. And the first step is to send this to the printer. Now I'm going to leave my bleed on for this. That just basically extends the ink out a little bit. So if your calibration is slightly off, you're not going to notice. But I definitely do recommend calibrating your machine before you do any print and cut projects. And then definitely use the system dialog. So click on that toggle and click on print. Now, if you're not using Design Space in the full screen mode, your print dialog box will probably pop up somewhere behind your Design Space application. So you'll have to scooch that out of the way and find your print box over here. Under media and quality, I'm just going to change the quality from normal to best. And since I'm just using plain old cardstock, I'm just going to leave the media type to auto select. I'm going to load my cardstock in my printer and then click on print. Once your design is printed, you can set your base material. I am going to select medium cardstock and then place your printed cardstock on your Cricut mat. You may want to use a brayer to smooth it down a little bit, and then go ahead and let your Cricut cut it out. If you've never done print and cut before, your Cricut first starts off by scanning the registration marks in the corner. That is going to let your Cricut know where to cut. And once it's finished doing that, it will continue with cutting around each of your images. And once your Cricut has finished cutting out mat 1, you're going to repeat those same steps for mats number 2 and 3. For mat number 4, there's no print and cut, so all you need to do is place your cardstock on your mat and then have your Cricut cut that out. And once again, we are using the medium cardstock setting. Now, mat number 5 requires the single scoring wheel. Now, if you don't have the single scoring wheel, what you can do is click on Edit Tools, and you can change that to the scoring stylus. Now, if you don't have either of them, still change it to the scoring stylus and just don't put anything in your machine. Your machine will go over the scoring area, but not actually do anything, and then it will move on to the next step. I have the scoring wheel, so I'm going to stick with that and X out of here. So here's my scoring wheel. It is blade 01. So we're simply going to take our fine point blade out of compartment B and insert the scoring wheel. Make sure that plastic piece is on the front facing you and just clamp that back into place. And then we can slide our paper in and get that score line made. Once your score line has been made, Design Space will prompt you to switch back over to your fine point blade. And then once you're done cutting out mat number 5, you can move on to your last mat, which is number 6. And for that, all you have to do is put another piece of cardstock on your green mat here. So here is mat number 5. You can see that nice score line right there, and you can even fold that in half. Let's get mat number 6 cut out, and then we can start assembling our card. So we can start by laying out all our pieces so we know what we have and we can make sure we've got everything. And I'm going to start by grabbing my tape runner, and let's glue this frame around the outside of our chalkboard. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. You can use whatever type of glue you want. I just find tape runners so much easier and so much less messy to use. So we're going to put this on here. There we go. Step number 1 complete. And then we're going to take the best teacher ever cutout and grab the folded card, and we're going to glue this right above that hole there. So once again, grab your tape runner and put some tape or glue on the back and then place it on your card. Then we're going to grab one of our brads here. And I actually have a purple one, so let's use purple, but we're not even really going to see it in the finished product, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to grab our circle disc here and stick the brad through there. And then I'm going to lift up the card and we're going to stick it through that hole. Oops, that just fell out. Let's put that back in there. And then we're going to grab our hand here, one with the eraser, one with the chalk, and we're going to stick that on top of there. And then fold down those little fastener pieces. Now, what's going to happen is we want to turn this so that this spins. Now, right now it is spinning separately. So in order to get it to spin together, what we're going to do is use some tape. So I'm just going to grab a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to put a piece of tape over the back of the brad over here and secure that really well. And then we're also going to put a piece of tape on this side because you can see if I move this wheel at the back, the brad is spinning, but this piece is not spinning and we want that piece to spin. So we're going to grab another piece of tape and tape that there. Now make sure it's not going over this little curved piece at the top. All right, so I have that stuck on there. And now let's try to turn it. So now you can see it's turning together as a whole. Now sometimes the edges here will get stuck, like I'm trying to go backwards and you can see how it keeps hitting that. So you can just kind of fold the edges up a little bit so that they don't get stuck. And then we'll be able to spin it. All right, so that's looking good. But you don't want to see the tape here in our finished product. So let's finish putting this together. So we have our window here and this is going to go on top, but we want to leave space for this to be able to rotate. So to do that, we're going to grab our double-sided foam tape here and I'm going to put a strip at the bottom and a strip at the top, but I'm actually not going to put anything at the sides because we want to make sure there is space for it to rotate. So I'm just going to lay a strip across the bottom here. Grab some scissors to cut that off. And then do the same for the top. Now I'm not 100% sure how thick this foam is, but it's not super thick, but it's not really thin either. You could go a little thicker if you wanted to, if you're worried about the spinning of the card. But if you even have foam squares laying around, if it's not long, they're just little squares, you can try using that as well. And then we're just gonna peel off the top protective layer here, if my nails will let me get under here. There we go. And we'll get the other one. And then we can place this right on top. All right, and then you can grab your little girl and we can place this on top. Now I made a card earlier and I put her down here. I'm like, no, that's way too low. You want to have her face just underneath the best teacher ever. And I kind of want her to pop off the page a little bit. So instead of using regular glue or tape, again, we're going to use the foam tape or some foam squares so we can lift her up a little bit. So I'm just going to put a strip on the back. Remember, you don't want it on her head because her head will be touching the piece that's rotating. So I have to cut this down a little more. And then peel off the protective backing once again. And we can flip her over and place her on the card. Okay, let's see how it works. So we have our wheel here. So we grab that wheel and we can turn it. She's erasing the chalkboard and now she's writing on the chalkboard. Now we do have one more piece here that we cut out. So you don't have to use this piece if you don't want to, but it's just going to make the inside look a little cleaner. So you can grab your glue runner and put a line of glue at the top and at the bottom. Again, don't put it on the sides because we still want this to spin. And then we can insert this into the card. And so there's the inside of the card. You can even put a little note here if you wanted to. Turn to spin. And when someone has the card, they can grab that turny piece. And look at that. We've got the cutest teacher card ever. And if you wanted to embellish it a little more, you can. You can add some apples or textbooks and just make it your own. Instead of a girl, you could add a boy. Do whatever you want. And I'm sure any teacher would love to get a thoughtful card like this. Let me know if you have any questions about this card, and I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.